Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, we're going to be profiling Giant Mining Corporation. They've got an exciting copper project in the state of Nevada we're going to look at in today's video. There's a number of reasons to be excited about this company. Before we get into all that though, please take a second, hit the like button guys, big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join and let us know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of Giant Mining, if you've seen this company or heard about their project before, and your outlook for the last few months of 2024 in the mining sector. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video is going to be focused on Giant Mining Corp, trades on the OTC in the United States under the ticker BFGFF, also trades on the CSE here in Canada under the ticker symbol BFG. Now this is a diversified exploration company focused on copper, gold, and silver, specifically with their Majuba project that we're going to look at in detail throughout today's presentation. Obviously a lot of interest and excitement from the investment community in copper specifically, as this is an element or resource that's being used extensively in next generation computing and electric vehicles. So a lot of demand and really putting companies like Giant Mining Corporation in a favorable spotlight among the investment community. Now we're going to talk about a number of key things going on at the organization in today's presentation, but before we do, I quickly wanted to take a look at the last trading day. So this was as of close on August 30th, up about 4.3% or just north of 1 cent on the day to close out just shy of 29 cents US, giving Giant Mining Corp a market cap in the neighborhood of about $7 million US. Now, if we pull up a 6-month graph on Giant Mining Corp, you can see a lot of price action in this ticker. We had a low setback on April 4th of 28.5 cents US, a nice little run throughout the back half of May up to 86 cents US, and then most recently, just at the tail end of August here, we were actually able to break $1, closing north of $1.12 on both the 26th and 28th of August. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Giant Mining Corp, I quickly wanted to take an overview look at their corporate website. I'll leave this linked in the video description below. Then we're going to jump into the investor presentation and follow that up by a great article outlining some of the key bullish sentiment or reasons why you may want to initiate research on Giant Mining Corp. Now, as you can see, we've got the two tickers up there, OTC and CSE here in Canada. And front and foremost on the corporate website is this Majuba Hill District project, again focusing on copper, silver, and gold in a safe and mining-friendly jurisdiction. Now, as we continue to scroll down, we can see Giant Mining Corp controls 100% of the Majuba Hill District, a large contiguous land position located northeast of Reno, Nevada, so in very close proximity to Tesla's operations in that state. This is a 15.1 square mile copper, silver, and gold project. It's comprised of extensive mineral and surface rights held by private ownership, patented mining claims, and federal lode mining claims. So obviously a lot of excitement around this area and specifically in this project. Now we're going to talk more about some of the uses of copper as we move through today's presentation, but one of the key things to understand about this metal is it's extremely versatile and it's used in a wide array of manufacturing and future technologies. Now, the Majuba Hill project itself is exciting for a number of reasons. We just talked about the overview indicating the potential for large copper, gold, and silver mineralized bodies with small-scale historic mining concentrated on the Majuba fault zone and veins and subordinate structures. So there has been some previous activity at this site before, as you can see by these previous drill programs in 2020, 21, and 22. They've got prime access in terms of location and infrastructure, again located in the state of Nevada, with additional drilling to commence to further develop this project. So if we now scroll over to the corporate presentation, again a great introduction to Giant Mining Corporation, citing the expanding electric vehicle industry and market as a key reason or driver for the incremental demand in copper. Now, the company itself is overseen by an expanding team of professionals in the space, which we're going to look at later in the presentation. They've got historical data from the deposit at this location, a multi-phase, multi-year drill program, again ranging from 2020 through to 2022, and continuing exploration program right now in 2024, with both RC and core drilling already commenced. Now, we just mentioned the experience of the leadership team at Giant Mining Corp. David Greenway is the CEO and director. He's had over 20 years experience in managing, financing, and developing growth strategies for various different types of publicly traded companies. And as you can see both on the management and director slide here, surrounding himself by a rockstar team of industry experts with long-standing experience and history in the exploration and mining fields. Now, as we just alluded to, the global demand for copper is seemingly insatiable. It's expected to grow incrementally in the neighborhood of about 2 to 3% year over year, right out until 2035, with a total consumption expected to reach around 50 million metric tons. And as we've talked about in prior videos, China is anticipated to continue to lead in copper consumption. And as you can see in this visual on the left, this year, or 2024, 57% of the global copper consumption is expected to be taking place in or by China. Now, as a result, and as you would expect, the price of copper has also appreciated over the last few years. You can see on a 5-year graph here, moving all the way up from a low of about $2 back in 2020, all the way up in excess of $5 in June of this year. So definitely a growing demand, which is further propelling the price of the underlying commodity. And that's obviously because of copper's critical role in renewable energy, electric vehicles, and infrastructure transformation, as we talk about a lot in many of our Bitcoin mining videos. So now that we have a general understanding of what Giant Mining Corp is all about, their property or asset, and their copper focus, I wanted to jump over to this article from stocknewstrends.com talking about how AI, electric vehicles, and clean energy are supercharging copper demand, as we just saw on that previous graph, and why now could be the best time to start your research on Giant Mining Corporation, again trading in Canada and in the United States. Now, they go on to lay out 7 key reasons why now may be a good time to start researching this stock or company. We've talked about many of these reasons already, but we will expand on them throughout the remainder of today's presentation. So number 1 is that strategic positioning in a high demand sector. As we just saw on those prior slides, copper demand is being driven by artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, batteries, solar panels, a variety of other clean energy initiatives, not to mention electric vehicles. Now, secondly, there's significant exploration potential. As we just saw with their Majuba Hill Copper property, they estimate between 50 and 100 million tons of copper. Located in the same state as Tesla's Gigafactory, they've got strong market momentum, as we saw in that initial share price chart. Very active ticker or company with huge multi-digit or triple-digit moves on both the US and Canadian exchange, in excess of 348% and 423% respectively. The experienced leadership team, which we just looked at, including David Greenway and their renowned board member known as the billionaire's geologist, Leo Hathaway, really benefiting this company through their extensive experience and connections. Now, the 5th point talks about that robust historical data, which we're going to talk more about in relation to the Majuba Hill project. They've got a favorable location and infrastructure in this area, and their company is aligned and supports the global macro trends that we talked about in the intro. So with the global AI market expected to surpass 3.6 trillion by 2034, the EV market expected to reach 2.1 trillion by 2033, and the renewable energy market expected to exceed 2.1 trillion by 2032, you can see there's obviously going to be tremendous demand for copper in all of these industrial processes, and that's really fueling this growth or appetite for copper itself. And here you can see some of these charts talking about the growth of AI, electric vehicles, and of course renewable energy. Now, despite this rising demand, copper supply is still significantly under pressure due to the lack of new mining projects coming online, and the US has made it very clear that they're looking to onshore the production of a lot of these critical minerals and materials to these manufacturing processes and really reduce that reliance on China, again, where a lot of this manufacturing, production, and mining is actually taking place currently. So that's really driving domestic US copper market growth, which is expected to see significant increases here in the United States between 2024 and 2030 as new projects like the one we're discussing today start to come online and feed into that global supply. So with that being said, I now wanted to spend some additional time talking about the Majuba Hill Copper property in more detail. Really starting with this technical report on Majuba Hill that was conducted last year in 2023, giving that initial estimate of 50 to 100 million tons of copper, with grades ranging from 0.15% to 0.3% copper, with potential for higher grade zones of between 10 to 20 million tons, with a grade of 0.4 to 0.8 copper. Now, we already talked about the location and infrastructure just 250 kilometers northeast of Reno, the historic success in this region, with underground mines at this property actually yielding as much as 2.8 million pounds of copper, 184,000 ounces of silver, and 5,800 ounces of gold. Giant Mining Corp is really looking to build on this legacy and continue this trail of success. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier, they've got permits already in place for this year's drill program, so their 2024 drill program. This is a well-defined exploration target and should further propel this project along with Giant Mining Corp as an organization overall, with additional information about their core hole drilling and some of their initial results available within this article. Now, the final point I just wanted to touch on is this billionaire geologist, Leo Hathaway, who's really quite a legend in the mining and exploration field. His nickname, the billionaire's geologist, came into play as he helped Ross Beatty build his fortune, particularly through his work with Lumina Gold Corp, where his personal discoveries led to a remarkable $1.6 billion buyout. So obviously having the expertise and experience of someone like Leo Hathaway alongside David Greenway as CEO is a very compelling and exciting combination in the mining field. So for those reasons, you guys, I definitely think Giant Mining Corp may be worth a closer look, specifically if you're bullish on these emerging industries and you're looking for underlying commodity exposure, specifically copper. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on Giant Mining Corp in the comment section below, specifically if you're already holding shares of this company, or if you have any additional information or due diligence that you've completed. If you're still watching the video at this point, hopefully you found some value, so make sure you hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, feel free to join. We'd love to have you as part of the community. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.